Thank you. My name is Christen. I'm the Executive Director of the Coalition for Fair Employment and Construction, and it's difficult to be here tonight after over a year of quote-unquote negotiation when you have a PLA before you that really is, in essence, a carbon copy of every other project labor agreement that's ever been put before a body in California. You know, our opponents like to bandy about and articulate terms like diversity. In reality, what they want is people to belong to their group. And it's not true diversity, because if they were, they wouldn't have 4 provisions within this PLA, like all PLAs have, that implicitly or explicitly, in the case of apprentices, discriminate against people based on their group affiliation. So while rhetoric is interesting when you bandy about terms like diversity, it's really not about diversity. This agreement was negotiated by, for unions. And while there may have been give and take, apparently the give coming back when the unions were presented with, from what I understand, was truly alternative language, was we're not going to take that. So what you have are 4 provisions which are the same provisions that you find in every PLA. A non-union worker, of the 5 that are allowed to work, which, why would you limit a contractor's employees to working on a project at all? What does that have to do with anything? But the 5 that are graciously allowed to work under a PLA are forced to pay union dues and fees. It's $1,000 out of their first paycheck to belong to an organization they're told they don't have to belong to, yet in fact have to pay to be in, even though they're told they don't have to belong to it, but they still have to pay the money. Number 2, they have to pay union health, welfare, and pension plans that they won't benefit from because they won't invest in them while they work on these projects. They have to be hired through a union hiring hall. Again, these are just the 5 that are allowed to work. The rest of their workforce, they can put in the unemployment line. They're not going to be able to work. Everyone has to come from the union hall. And 4th, you have to have only union apprentices that are allowed. You have an apprenticeship training program in this college where you train people already in the apprenticeship program, and you've created a document that tells them they are not good enough. It's truly outrageous. You're going to limit your contractors that bid on your work. You're going to increase your costs, all in the guise of local hiring, which it's just promises that are made with nothing to back it up in the form of actual goals, because legally you can't do that. All you can do are put out targets. And they're goals that are frankly embarrassing, 30 to 40%, when in an area like this it should be 70 or 80%. So sadly, what you got after your negotiation is a typical PLA, as I fretted and as I warned you about, but it is what you have. And at the very least, you should go back and negotiate something that's in your best interest, not just in the union's best interest. Thank you.